right, let's see. Good morning or good afternoon. Can you see me and hear me? Okay. I didn't know, I'm on my phone, so I didn't know whether to do vertical or horizontal, but I'm going to say that I hope it's oriented correctly. Okay, I have to look away to read the chat, so I apologize. Let's see. Cat scrapping in Unity, Maine, balmy 46 degrees. You're about 10 degrees warmer than we are. Let's see. Good morning, 48, raining in Tennessee. Georgina. Let's see, dull day in Ontario. Been prepping fabric baskets this morning with Marie's pattern to hold my fat quarters. Oh, those things, I love those. I have a lot of them. They're handy for a lot, but great for fat quarters. But she's doing mending now. Losing weight, need to put elastic in your waistbands. I can understand that for sure. Linda Faust, Sandra K, hello. Hello, Lynn. Everyone's giving me their temperatures, and I will go back through and read. I promise I will. Nancy is here from Oregon. Lori is here, quilting in the country. Her live stream was this morning. If you wanted to check it out later, she was live earlier today. Richard is here. Last night took out the iron and iron scraps the fabric. Now just have to figure out what I want to make with them. That's the hardest decision. Hi, Helen Rose in South Dakota. And thank you for letting me know that I was coming in loud and clear. That's good. And guess who? It's Nancy, Peggy Lee, Jim. Oh, yeah. Hello to everyone. Oh my goodness. It will not stay. This has been easily 2 months. There's a button where you can do top chat or live chat. Mine will not stay on live chat. So if I have missed anyone, I apologize. And there is Honor. Hello, Honor. Let's see. Richard says, I have said fat fingers before, and some people don't know what I mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. I have them too. Actually, I think it's because I'm too old to text old devices, but that's me. Hi, Yo Patty, good to see you. And Jill is here. Hello, hello. And Nancy is giving the reminder to hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. So first things first, I always like to tell you what my temperature is here in northern Maine, and we are sitting at a balmy 36 degrees. And you can say, oh, that doesn't sound very warm, but it is, because a week, maybe a little over a week ago, it was well below zero. The wind chills were bitter. Just to walk outside would take your breath away. And so it has warmed up, but then I think it's next week it's supposed to go, colder again. But it is January in Maine. It's what I expect. So there is that. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. Katie Crafts, hello. Audrey is here. Hello to you. And again, if I missed anyone, I do apologize. Okay. I would like to say a thank you to my mods. They are awesome, and they keep me going. They do. Besides being great mods, they are very good friends who just, yeah, they're very good friends. Very sweet ladies, for sure. And I would like to thank Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction, and her link is in the description box. She sponsors our weekly fabric giveaways. And as you know, if you have ever won one of her fabric prizes, they're amazing. So in order to win one, what do you need to do? Okay. If you haven't heard this every week and you're new here, I'm going to repeat it just for you. I'm teasing. Okay. You have to live in the continental United States because of postage costs. Okay. Then you can't have won anything from my channel in the previous 90 days. And like this week, I'm choosing from my last What's Up Wednesday comment section. You have to use the word fabric in your comment. That's all there is to it. So a little later on, we will do a drawing to see who won this week's fabric prize from My Fabric Addiction. Now, speaking of My Fabric Addiction, I got Happy Mail this week, and things have been rough. I'm not gonna lie, things have been rough. So a Happy Mail, yeah. So let me show you what Kimberly sent me. Snow day, more like so day. Isn't that adorable? So I left a link in the description box. And so she has this as well as a bunch of other t-shirts. And in case you're interested, what I did was, instead of leaving the link to this directly, I just left everyone the link to her apparel so you can see all the other t-shirts she has, because, you know, she's getting a variety there. And I thought this one was a winner. It is for me. And I know any of you who live in snowy states, I'm sure you get the little joke that there is. All right, let me check and see who I have missed coming into the chat, if anyone. Annette, hi to you. Good to see you. Terry's giving out some love. Honor's saying hello to everyone. Hi, Deb. Deb, the Pug Mama Quilter, is in the house. Oh, goodness. Georgina's been planting her herb garden. Ours is a long way from that. It's so cold. But that sounds fun. I love plants. Okay. Yes, and I'm going to show you the rest of my package from Kimberly at My Fabric Addiction. She always spoils me with these boxes, and that's what I tell her. But she sent me the t-shirt, and then she sent me some goodies. So are you ready? Open this up. So these are fat quarters. Some pretty fabrics in there. We have a charm pack. And this is called Reimagined Landscapes by Jen Hewitt from the Ruby Star Society. I don't know how well you can see, but there are some gorgeous prints in there, a lot of blues. Very nice fabric. Oh my, Delightfully Yours by Sherry and Chelsea. Now this gives me a 70s linen kind of feel right away. Oh, you guys, look at the prints, huh? And the colors. And again, that's called Delightfully Yours by Sherry and Chelsea. I love that. Oh boy. Winter Chill by Debbie Maddie. And it's kind of hard to show these off very much. Oh, my land. These are gorgeous. These are gorgeous. Of course, you could look them up just by name if you Google it to see what's in there. Let's see. I don't want to miss anyone in the chat. Guess everyone's chatting. Hi, Nikki B. Quilts. Good to see you here. Is this your first time or have you been here before? And this is a mystery grab bag. Okay, so it's got all kinds of pre-cuts in there. It's got fat quarters, it's got a charm pack. So if you've never ordered her grab bags, this is a representation. This is not everyone is exactly the same. I want to lay that out there. You get different things in different mystery grab bags, okay? And then she knows that my ultimate favorite thing is the very first thing I ever bought from her, which is the Scrappy strip packs, because you get such a variety. Now, you might look at them and say, oh, they look like jelly rolls. And they are the length of fabric, okay, or width of fabric. But the width, how do I want to say this? They are the full length of the folded fabric. But It might be 2.5 inches on one end and 2.25 on the other. It might be 3. It might be 2 inches. It could be. They're fabric Scrappy strips, so there is no one, set cutting size. They're great for scrap projects and to add color if your scraps have gotten boring, maybe. We know how that works, don't we? We understand that this can be boring. Our scraps can be boring. When someone sends me their scraps, it's like, wow, opening up a gift for sure. Okay, we have some doing the challenge from, I go to say it, Karen Brown. They're talking about that. I wish I could say that. I really need to do something like that, but I'm proud of whoever can do this. All right. Laura Sopp says, I've ordered her mystery grab bags thanks to my favorite enabler, So Terry. I love them. I'm so glad. And Terry says she's a proud enabler. Nancy says the grab bag looks like a lot of fun. Well, there we go. Okay, so let me go to my notes and see what's next. But seriously, Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction, thank you so much. You always send a box of happiness, and you have a great selection. I love your shop. Thank you. And thank you for all you do for my subscribers every week. So I appreciate that weekly prize giveaway to keep everyone happy. Okay, so I have not been on a regular basis, and I've had some of you who are quite concerned, and just I understand that. I've had a lot going on, and I know we all do that. We all say, well, I have a lot going on, because we do. But to say I have been overwhelmed, especially the last 2 months, would be an understatement. There have been family members who have had very serious health issues. There's been a death in my family. There's been medical issues. There's been just everything. So I don't mean for my channel to get the back burner treatment, but sometimes life takes over, and we're not driving here. It's happening whether we want it to or not. So I wanted to take a minute and say, I always hate to get on here and say, oh, well, I can't do a What's Up Wednesday. And I realize I'm not putting tutorials out like I was. I don't have the ability to do that right now, to put out new content. When I can, I will. I'm going through kind of a transition right now of sorts. But I am going to ask you guys, if you have videos of mine that you haven't seen, maybe you could watch them. You can go to, if you don't know your way around YouTube really well, what you do when you get there is type in Marie's Scrappy Creations, and then when it shows me, click on it again, and then it will show like videos, playlists, live. It sections everything out. I have things set under playlists, like all my bag making tutorials, or under miscellaneous. So if there's something that you haven't seen, or maybe you haven't seen for a while and would like to re-watch, I would really appreciate the views where I can't put out any new content right now. I haven't sewn for a while. I really need to. I was talking to some friends and saying, I get in this kind of I don't even know what to call it, but you don't feel like sewing, but my head, I want to sew. I can think of a million things I want to sew. It's that oomph to do it, to actually get in here and get it done. And that's what I need to do. I was fully planning on doing a live stream sew along over this past weekend, but because of how I felt, I couldn't do that. And I knew you guys would understand. Okay, let me look at the chat really quickly. Thank you, everyone, for all your understanding. I really appreciate everything. Um, Hi, Betty. Good to see you. If I've missed anyone coming in, I apologize. Hi, Betty. Oh, thank you. Terry's dropping some links on the playlists. I have quite a few videos that I personally like. For instance, I go to grab it and I don't see it right here. Oh yeah, here it is. I was gonna say it's never far. My wrist pin cushion. Okay. Now, I don't make it the same way as like if I'm making it now, I don't make it the same way as I did in the video, because in the video I show to use cardboard, like from a cereal box or a Ritz cracker box. I don't use that anymore. I use the plastic cutting boards from the Dollar Tree or something similar. But either way, still a great tutorial. There's a lot of different ways of doing the wrist as well. You know, we all have our ways of doing things. But I really need to get back to things, but I kind of I have things I have to take care of first, if that makes sense. Nancy says a funk is what I call it. Oh yes. Yeah. Betty says it's 20 degrees in Idaho. Yeah. Laura says, Maria, I was in such a funk all last year. This year has gotten off to a bumpy start, but I'm certain it will get better. That's the attitude. And I keep trying to bolster myself like that, like the little train that could. But we'll get there. We will. We'll get there. And you've had a lot going on, so don't be rough on yourself. Lynn, hi Lynn. She says, I get it. I get into a funk often. It happens. Yeah. Butterfly Queen, hello to you. Hope you're doing well today. Good to see you. Oh, Jill. Jill Netsky says, the favorite is the open wide bag. That is my favorite bag to make. I've always said I could make those in my sleep. I have one right here. It's so old now that the thing fell off the zipper, and I still use it, right? I love the open wide zippered bag. And I was at the doctor's office the other day and I saw one of the receptionists. I hadn't seen her for quite a long time. And so I said hi to her and she noticed my bag. And the bag I was carrying was one made with the Lorelei Harris chicken fabric. I don't have it right here, or I'd show you. But she asked me if I had made it and I said yes. And then I asked her if she sewed, and she said, well, I quilt. And I said, well, there you go. So I scribbled down on a piece of paper the name of my channel, and I wrote down tote bag, and I told her all the different ways she could search for that so that she could make her own tote bag, so that's good. I had the bag with me. I always have one of my handmade bags with me, but to have someone notice it and notice that I had made it. You guys know what a good feeling that is, especially when you're in a funk. Let's see. Audrey says the cutting board is what I used and I put it in a slap bracelet. We love you and we'll be here when you're back. Aw, thank you. Terry says, I love that bag. I made a few and they're so handy and useful. They are, and they're great for, you can make them any size, of course, but I have made them quite large for our son-in-law who travels a lot, so he can fit all his stuff in when he's packing to go away for work. I've made them very small. There's just so many ways to go. Love it. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. Thank you for coming over and saying hi to us and dropping in, hanging out with us. All right. So yeah, if any of you could, like I said, just watch a few of the videos here and there. You don't have to repeat play me or whatever. I'm just, and I don't mean to be begging for views, but at this point, I'm so forgetful. 2 weeks ago, I did the live stream and I said, well, I'll leave the monetization. I'll leave the ads off for those watching live and then I'll turn it back on. I forgot to turn it back on. So not that I have to earn on each video, but it helps. and I forgot to do it two weeks ago. So it is on today to try to make up for it a little bit. Yo, Patty, I spy prosperity hens. Did you make them? Those were gifted to me by my dear friend Lisa Pegg. Aren't those gorgeous? Yep, they hang there. I had them on the other side of that hutch. But what was happening was every time I would flip the light switch on, they would jingle or I'd half knock them off there. So I had my husband move them. But thank you for noticing. Aren't they adorable? I have a lot of little things. I have things that my friend Diane made, that Barina made, that Lisa Marie made, well, I better quit naming names because I'll forget someone. But a lot of people have made me a lot of nice things from little, I go to say it, but it's not placemats. But anyway, I have all kinds of beautiful items and some that need to go back up after my holiday decorating. I didn't get much out of that. I think one video. Oh, Betty says, I rewatch you all the time. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I truly do. Terry says, mine are hanging in the doorway so I can ring the bell every time I pass them. Well, there you go. There you go. And Dana, hello. This is exactly what I've been looking for. Wanted to make my sister a bag with a Lorelei chicken on it. Could you please send me some places to get her chicken material? Well, I can't at the moment because if I leave the stream, I don't know. Terry, would you be able to find a quick link for those Lorelei Harris chicken fabric? I know you know which one I mean. They come with the panel and they're about yay big. I really wish I had that bag up here. It's adorable. I'll show it next week, okay? I'll show it next week. So earlier I was prepping for this live stream and I turned on the computer, and when I turned on YouTube, I noticed Quilting in the Country, Lori, was on, and I had missed, the majority of what she'd done, so I'm going to go back and rewatch. But I told her, I was trying to prepare for today, but I didn't have a whole lot to talk about. And she said, basically, she does the same thing I do. You fly by the seat of your pants. I mean, I have a list that says temperature, thank you, happy mail, please watch old videos, word of the day, and then I have fabric and word, meaning draw for the fabric prize and draw for the word prize. That's the extent of my list. So a lot of it I fill in the blanks or whatever, but because I haven't been doing any sewing or feeling like I've been doing much of anything, I felt like I didn't have a lot to talk about. And she said, you can talk about, look at what we've talked about in the past. I don't remember what she said verbatim, but she said, like favorite candy and games from our childhood and TV shows. And it made me think. So thank you, Lori. I was thinking the other day of a TV show that I loved as a kid that I have not seen in years. I could not even tell you. It's easily been 30 years. Now, before I say the name of it, I just want to say, a lot of old shows from Gilligan's Island, Bewitched, I mean, any of them, and older, you can stream on all, it might be only on one platform. Like, let's say it's on Netflix, but not on another one, or it's on, there's so many of those out there. Anyway, one but not the other. You can usually find something, but I could not find anything from the show My Three Sons. Remember that? I loved My Three Sons, and I haven't Googled it to find out, but I'm sure it's a copyright issue or something to do with a legality, because I couldn't tell you the last time I saw that. Okay. Hi, Giovanna. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. Georgina says that Pin Cut Sew has an awesome tutorial on the prosperity hens. Thank you, Georgina. Okay. Oh my goodness. goodness, it changed to top chat again. See, I haven't clicked it. It just keeps changing on me. All right, let me see. Terry put the link out to Lorelei. Thank you so much, Terry. I appreciate that. Giovanna said she was lurking on Lori's live. We saw you there, Giovanna. I saw you. I'm teasing. Oh my goodness. Trying to see if there's anything else. I have their theme song stuck in my head and seeing their legs tapping. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Okay, so I noticed last week I had a comment that says something to the effect of, what am I watching? So if you're new here, this has nothing to do with, you're not going to learn any sewing today. We're not going to sew, and I'm not going to show you anything. What's Up Wednesday started with me showing people what I had been up to all week in between the video tutorials that I filmed. But it has evolved into a chit chat of all of us who love fabric or scraps or quilting or whatever. We get together and we talk about everything. And there's a fabric and a postcard giveaway during each live stream. So that's what this is. It's nothing serious. We don't take ourselves very seriously. Melissa's coloring and multitasking. Hello, I'm new. Well, you get the happy dance. We're glad to have you. Welcome. Welcome in. Richard says that YouTube has my 3 sons. Well, I practically live on YouTube, and I didn't even think to look there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to check into it. Okay. And Nancy says that she gets a kick out of watching the older TV shows when the big stars were just starting out. Yeah, I saw Ron Howard on something the other day. They were interviewing him just recently. And of course, we all age, but he will forever, to me, not just Richie Cunningham, but he was the Andy Griffith Show. I mean, he was Opie. And so to see him all grown up and, more than grown up, but I agree, it is. It's funny to look back and see where people started and where they are now. But yeah, now I'll have to check that out on YouTube. And Nancy says, we love this time with y'all. Well, I really enjoy my time with you guys, and I feel bad when I can't be on. Helen says, I just found my 3 sons on my TV on the Pluto TV app, and it was free. Well, there, and I know there are a lot of free streaming services. Thank you for that. Hazel reruns. Yes, I have a friend who's blind, so she gets audio shows from one of the places that she visits, like the websites. And she was telling me a few months ago, probably now, that she was listening to all the Hazel reruns. So, yeah. And Terry said, Opie, I was watching his story recently. Was it like a biographical thing, you mean? Autobiographical or just a biograph? Either way. Georgina loves Hazel. The other one I love watching, I don't care how many times I've seen it, is I Love Lucy, because the comedy was just perfect. And we've talked about Carol Burnett, Harvey Korman. We've talked about all of them before. I know we have, but, that's some good TV, It really is. Tim Conway and Harvey Korman on the Carol Burnett show, trying not to laugh while getting through a skit, it just makes you laugh either way. All right, let's see. Richard says, I grew up watching Amos and Andy. They are on YouTube. We laughed so much as kids watching that show in the 50s. See, that's the thing. Even just the name of something can bring back that feeling that we had, that, because it was a big deal. I tell my grandkids, I was telling my granddaughter at the holidays because she wanted to watch Rudolph, and you can watch it. You can just stream it and watch it. And I said, Mimi could only see it once a year, and you couldn't miss it. You had to be in front of the TV when it came on, or you missed it until next year because that's just how it was. But I think it's hard for kids today to fathom that we did not even have, a VCR was unheard of. There was nothing like that. It was the world we lived in, and I'm glad I lived in it. I'm glad I lived in that world. All right, let's see. Terry says, were the three sons Mike, Robbie, and Chip? I think William Frawley was on there as well. Yes, I believe so. Fred from I Love Lucy. Yes. And Giovanna says she loves I Love Lucy. Terry answered my question about Ron Howard. She said it was a short documentary on Happy Days and how they got into the business. He really wanted to direct, which is what he has been doing for a long time now. Yes, he has. Very talented at it as well. Laura says, that's when you could watch wholesome shows. Now I rarely watch TV. Oh, Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. Good to see you. She says, I haven't tuned in for a while. Oh, I lost my husband 2 months ago, and I have been tying up loose ends. It is definitely a new chapter in my life. Well, Charlotte, I am so sorry for the loss of your husband. I cannot imagine. I really can't. But I send you all kinds of hugs, and I am so sorry. But, it's a new, you are starting again or over or changing things up, and you're going to do this. You're going to do this. It's going to work out. But thank you so much for letting us know. But I do feel very bad. I'm sorry. Dana asked, does anyone know what happened to Opie's mom on Mayberry? I don't know what the story is on that. Maybe someone knows. Good question. And then Helen Rose says, my teenage grandsons love Andy Griffith and Little House on the Prairie. Yeah. Need more thumbs up, says Honor. Yes, if anyone can click the thumbs up underneath the video, that would be great. Oh, Nancy, I'm sorry. I apologize. She was telling Charlotte that on the 25th it will be 2 months for her also. And I'm sorry, ladies. I am. It's got to be a really rough time. A loss like that. Well, we're going to go ahead and do a drawing. I have my tablet, my iPad right here. So we're going to draw for the fabric first. Let's see, I need to turn the brightness down. All right, so this comment was written 12 days ago because I didn't do a What's Up Wednesday last week. And it's sad. I want to start doing something with my new fabric this year. I've been so busy the past year. Of course, your videos are my go-to. Well, thank you very much, Patricia Gregg. You are, this week's winner of the fabric prize from myfabricaddiction.com. So I will go to your comment that I just read. I will go to it from 2 weeks ago, and I will let you know how to get a hold of me. You have 1 week to claim your prize. Okay, now let's find out who the winner of the postcard is next. Let's see. Kim says, I've noticed lately that even the ads on YouTube have awful language. 3 even drop the F-bomb, and the political ads. Yeah, see, I don't see any of those. I don't see ads at all because I use YouTube Premium. And we've all had this discussion before. And I understand for people not getting it. I truly, truly do. But boy, I'll tell you what, the paid version of YouTube was the best thing I ever did because I spend a lot of time on YouTube. A lot of time. So now I can listen without ads. And there's other features as well, but I won't get into all that. I totally understand, but that would be frustrating to me. You know, yeah. All right, let me go back. Aunt Di, Green Acres. I'll be in one of my granddaughters, I taught her the theme song, so every time she comes over, we sing Green Acres. That's so funny. Hi, Aunt Di. Good to see you. I mentioned you just a few minutes ago. Your ears must have been burning. But congratulations, Patricia. All right. Let's see. Terry says, Aunt Di, really? You are the city gal living down on the farm now? Melanie Taylor, hey to you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Giovanna is funny. She said she doesn't get those ads. She gets Italian ads. All right, let's get our winner for a postcard. I've already clicked it. It's already on my screen, and I will read you the comment. Happy New Year, ready to celebrate with new fabric, and it is Vetta's View. Vetta's View. So there again, you'll have 7 days. I will go to your winning comment and let you know just as soon as this stream is over. So congratulations to both of you, Vetta and to the one I drew for the fabric. I know I screenshotted them, so yeah. If I don't screenshot or write it down, Patricia, that was it. I don't remember. I had to go back in the chat. Melanie says she'd rather have Italian ads. Yes, indeed. Hi, Barb. Love to craft. I feel bad looking at the screen this way and then this way, but anyway, yeah. It was Patricia. You're going to make me open this back up, aren't you, Terry? Let me see. Patricia Gregg, yes. Hello, hello, Linen Crafting. Okay, so as I said, I didn't really have a whole lot this week, so I apologize that it couldn't be longer, but it's always good to chat with you guys and to see you. I will leave you with the word, which is the word you use in order to help you win a postcard. And you can live anywhere in the world to win the postcard. All you have to do is leave a comment, and not have won anything from my channel in the past 90 days. And the word today is happy. Just use it in your comment when you leave a comment after this video. All right. So, yes. Oh, Terry, thank you. Thank you to everyone. It's been great to see you guys, and I appreciate your support and your understanding. I feel like I'm always coming on here and saying, I have this or that, but I kind of do have a lot going on, but I know we all do to an extent. So anyway, thank you very much for coming here today and hanging out with all of us. You guys are a great group of people. And whether you're watching this live or on the replay, I hope you enjoyed it, even though it was just a little snippet. But thank you so much. And remember, be kind out there, because the world really does need more of that. It really does. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time right here at Marie's Scrappy Creations. And thank you to my mods. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here. Thank you to Kimberly. Thank you, everyone. All right. Bye-bye. I have to figure out how to close this on my phone. Let's see. I don't know how to do this. How to stop my stream.